This is the Shotgun City Sheriff, the law himself, Clayton Clark.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Kennedy, a.k.a. Mr. Anderson.
This is the Young Titan, Aaron Atlas.
Hey, this is Matt Brannigan.
This is the Warbound Hellhound Bow Sword.
This is your favorite drunken pro wrestler, a.k.a. the Bud Light Brawler, Dalton Davis.
This is Lizzie Six.
This is Jake Something.
And this is the jaw-jacking, back-cracking, God created all men equal, and then he made me the sequel, Rohit Raju, and you are listening to the Spot Show Podcast.
Spot Show Podcast.
The Spot Show Podcast.
Spot Show Podcast.
The Spot Show Podcast.
Spot Show Podcast. Hell yeah.
The Spot Show Podcast.
The Spot Show Podcast? Yeah, that's right, I stuttered. Shut up.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Spot Show Podcast, an independent wrestling podcast with a few pit stops along the way. I, of course, am one of your hosts, the Dr. Seuss of the commentary booth, Mr. Dickie Wabash, that lovely, lovely man sitting across from me right now. That is the one-legged wonder, Michael Madrox.
Always great to be back in the studio with you, Dickie.
Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it just the best feeling in the world?
It's a great time.
I look so forward to recording days because I know that we're going to sit down, we're going to talk a little bit, we're going to record some stuff, and I am going to sit back and regret my life decisions because boy did I draft probably the worst team that I could have drafted because things are not looking good for me in this premium live event draft, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
My team took a hit too, sir.
It did. Like I said, we're going to cover some developments in that premium live event draft as we go on here. We're going to talk a little bit about that, talk a little bit about Clash at the Castle. There was a big debut for you finally, Madrox.
Yes, there was.
Happened on Monday Night Raw. Maybe he's going to start earning you some points finally. Who are we talking about? Find out. I was seeing how long I could go without taking a breath. I don't know why I did that.
Practicing your rap game.
Oh, I love it. You know what? I don't think that I could rap because I have no musical ability at all. I have no rhythm either.
All you gotta do is write, your whole verse out, then we can just chop and edit it.
But here's the thing, though. I don't necessarily want to be like one of those auto-tune SoundCloud rappers where you can't understand me. Like, if I'm going to rap, damn it, I'm gonna rap.
You already lost your rap name.
What was my...
Little Dickie. There's already
Little
one.
Dickie, yeah. It was funny because, he kind of rose to fame after I had left the first time, I think. Because when I came back, I was like, oh, my name's Dickie Wabash. And they're like, oh, you mean like Little Dickie? And I'm like, no. But...
See, what he did is he watched your old shit, and he's like, that's the name.
That's the narrative that I choose to explore. And I think that that's the story that we should all stick to.
I'm going with it, man.
That's what I'm going
It's
with.
for the MadBash verse, brother.
We don't venture into the MadBash verse anymore, man. That was too much. Hey, before we get too far into this, though, I'm going to let all of you lovely, lovely listeners know that this episode of the Spot Show Podcast is brought to you by Elite Pro Wrestling and Yoo-Hoo. But you know what? Madrox going to hear a little bit more about them later, of course, unless you head on over to Patreon.com/MadBash Studios. You back us at that $5 tier. You are going to get this show completely ad-free and at least 24 hours early. Early access for the brothers. Now, there's a lot go over there on the Patreon just besides ad-free Spot Show. We're going to hear about that on the Plugski section coming up here in just a minute. But listen, I understand it. I know what it is. It's the summertime.
Summer blues.
Spending all your money on summer vacations. You got the summer blues, as Madrox said. You don't have the extra money that you can toss to us. Get that completely. There are still multitude of ways that you can support us completely free. Doesn't take a single penny out of your pocket. You can go on over to Patreon. We have a free subscription over there. You can get access to behind the scenes photos, videos, all sorts of stuff. But that's not it. That's not it. No, is that not it?
There's more?
Oh, there's plenty. You go on over to madbashstudios.com. You can find links to different platforms that you can go to still support us completely free. We're talking Facebook. We're talking social media. We're talking YouTube. That's free. Like the Facebook page. That's free. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's free. Go to your favorite podcasting platform. Leave us a 5-star written review, and that is completely free. And here's the thing about those 5-star written reviews, right? Why don't you ask old Brandon how that worked out for him?
Brandon?
Yeah.
Who's Brandon?
One of our lovely, lovely Patreon backers. He was entered because of all of the stuff that I just named. He liked the Facebook, subscribed to the Patreon, liked YouTube, and because of that, he got multiple entries into a giveaway, and then he won the giveaway. Do you see what I'm saying here, guys?
I completely get it.
We are giving you guys so much of this, and you can do it completely free. It's a scratch my back, I'll scratch yours sort of thing. Everyone benefits from free. That's what I'm getting at here, Madrox. But, again, the big one, patreon.com/MadBash Studios.
I thought you were going to go into like a whole blue chew spill there at the end.
No.
Every podcast does it.
Well, yeah, but, we ain't doing that. But, yeah, man, that's what we got going on over there. It's, so what's the week been like for Mr. Madrox over here?
Hectic as always, brother.
Isn't it always?
Always working. Always promoting.
Always.
Not just sitting on Facebook hoping the likes come in.
Ooh. Putting in that work.
You got to, man. Guerrilla warfare.
There you go. It's all guerrilla warfare at the end of the day.
It's 2024. We're bringing it back.
I don't particularly know if we want to bring back that exact style of warfare because very problematic. But, yeah, man, we had a very, very good MadBash weekend this weekend. I got to see, quite possibly, one of the greatest, I'm going to call it a non-canon MadBash match, because it was two MadBash boys, but it wasn't a MadBash match.
Yeah, we didn't sponsor it.
We got to see Dalton Davis versus Chris Cutler. Shout out to Signal 10 Wrestling, because those two went out there, and I am telling you, whatever spark was ignited inside of Dalton Davis, I need to see more of it, because, boy, Dalton Davis holds a pinfall victory over the MadBash Wrestling champion.
That's going to throw him up in the rankings, doesn't it?
Ooh. I'm going to tell you, Cutler stepped up too, man. Those two went out there, and like I said, these MadBash boys, they've always got something to prove. They have always got something to prove with each other. You get them in the ring, and they are going to be going at it as best they can. That is exactly what they do every time they go in there. Clayton Clark, he didn't wrestle another MadBash boy, but he went out there and won.
Yeah.
Yeah, that competitive nature. And I know how these MadBash boys are. They're always trying to one-up each other.
Absolutely, man.
Always
it's like a
trying to
sibling rivalry. I can't even word right now.
Or you could say the word rivalry.
Yes. It's my banquet for the day.
Banquet. Is there ever, this is just me saying this, is there ever going to be an episode of the podcast where you don't say a word wrong and I have to not correct you?
No, never.
It's kind of what I was thinking.
I think we got at least one or two.
I mean, it has to happen at least twice.
But a little history facts here. This was Dalton Davis and Chris Cutler's third time ever in the ring together.
Let me think on that. Is that true?
That is very true.
That is true.
Dalton Davis's IWAU return, he lost to Cutler. And then in the tournament, he lost to Cutler again.
Oh.
So they're 2-1. They got a little series going on here.
Look at that. Look
NBA
at those
final
two.
Style.
Look at those two. Round robin. Yeah, so hey, here's what we're going to do now, guys. We're going to get into a little bit of some plug skis for all of you so that you can see what we got going on. We got tons going on. Let's go ahead and run down where you can see us this coming weekend. We got us a double shot.
Double shot.
Got us a double shot weekend. We're starting out Saturday, June 20. Is it the 22nd? It is the 22nd. You would think I would prepare. Hybrid Championship Wrestling presents Double Down 3. We're going to have a bunch of MadBash boys on that show. We're going to have Dalton, Clayton, Logan Myers is on that show. Here's the thing. Dalton Davis is going to be in that Double Down ladder match.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dalton
Davis,
and Weapons have a history together.
Especially in that building.
Yes.
Especially in that building. Any information that you need on that event, you can, of course, check out Hybrid Championship Wrestling on Facebook. Like I said, the MadBash boys are going to be out there. Come say hi to Madrox at the merchandise stand. You know how it is. And then we got to wake up bright and early that next day. The boys are hitting the road. We are going to Sliders Showdown Round 2. All of the proceeds of this event, Madrox, they are going to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
Which hits home for us.
Absolutely it does. Absolutely it does. For more information on that, you can find it on Facebook. The Prodigy Projects presents Sliders Showdown Round 2. Alliterations always get me. But hey, you know what? Here's the thing. Chris Cutler, he's going to be there. He's going to be defending that MadBash Wrestling Championship against the Luminary. And let me tell you about the Luminary, all right?
Okay.
They recently just had a match against another MadBash boy, Clayton Clark, and they brought it to Clayton Clark. I got looking at it, and I'm like, man, they are definitely a threat. So I hope old Cutler's ready.
It's going to be a good challenge for Cutler.
I think it will be.
I'm not sure if these two have ever faced off in the ring before.
I think this will be a first-time meeting between the two. But hey, Chris Cutler, MadBash champion, reigning and defending MadBash champion. He's not going to be the only MadBash boy on that show. We are also going to have Drunk versus Justice. This Dalton Davis and this Clayton Clark, you can't keep those two apart.
No,
they're
no
always
matter
going
where
after
they go.
each other. You know, talk about that sibling rivalry, that one-upsmanship. It seems like those two are always trying to raise the bar every time that one does one thing, one does the other, and then they got to just like, oh,
everything you can do, I can do better.
No, you can't. Yes, I can. So that's where we're going to be this weekend, but we've also got some content that has come out for you guys, mostly Patreon. You go on over to that Patreon. We got a new untitled wrestling commentary show. We did Abyss versus Mick Foley, Monsters Ball. That is a match that I've not watched all the way through in a very, very long time, but we went through, we watched it for untitled wrestling commentary show. Really good time.
A big match in history, too.
It is, yeah. It really is. You can find out why when you go over there and you listen to that. But you know what? We got one last plug.
One more.
This is a big one. This is more than a plug. This is an announcement.
Oh.
I think it's time for an announcement. As you know, we recently announced, man, Spot Show Podcast ain't going to be the only podcast under this umbrella anymore.
Nope.
We got another one coming.
More content, guys.
Enough of this. A wrestling reality show podcast officially has a launch day. Tuesday, July 2nd.
Ooh.
My cousin Derek's birthday.
Is it?
Shout out to the old Nightwolf.
Maybe we have to get Derek on for a birthday special.
I don't know. He does love reality TV. He's one of the big reasons I actually like reality TV. He and I were like obsessed with it. So he and I had this thing that, do you remember like those old VH1 dating shows?
Yes.
Like I Love New York or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Flavor of Love.
Well, his goal was to get on one of those shows as a contestant and make enough of a name for himself, like to get people like looking at him and noticing him, so that he would get offered his own show, and then the show was just going to be he and I hanging out. We had it all figured out.
I don't think he's the only person in history that's ever tried that.
No, not at all. But you know what? By the way, while we are here recording, you know how Dickie Wabash likes to dress nice?
Yes.
There's a new drop.
Oh.
A Goofy Movie shirts. We got to get in there, brother. Dickie Wabash is going to have to get on here right now and get one of these shirts.
You're ordering as we record?
Oh, I'm ordering right now as we are talking.
Please tell me you're getting the Leaning Tower of Cheesa.
No, I'm probably not going to go with that one.
Really? The Pauly Shore character, man? It's my favorite.
Yeah, I do love Pauly Shore. No, this one right here has like, that's a really good one. Yeah, that's the one I'm getting, I think. But anyway, yeah, untitled wrestling commentary show that is going to be coming to a podcast feed near you very, very soon.
Yeah, guys, this ain't a Patreon exclusive.
No, this is not a Patreon exclusive.
This is free for the public on your favorite podcasting platforms,
Absolutely
man.
It is, but it's going to be just like Spot Show, where, you get Spot Show ad-free on Patreon a little bit early. That's how this is going to be.
We're still going to give you the hookup for the Patreon people.
Yes, absolutely. You're always going to be able to.
And the show is going to be bi-weekly, like how Spot Show started out.
Bi-monthly.
Bi-weekly. Bi-monthly is once a month. Bi-weekly is every other month or week.
No, that is bi-weekly means twice a week. We've had this conversation.
No, bro.
Yes.
Google it.
Bi-week. Oh, I will. God damn it! Do I love to fucking prove you wrong? Bi-weekly. Bi-weekly. You know what? When Dickie Wabash is wrong, he will admit that he is wrong. When Dickie Wabash is wrong, he will admit it. Shout out to Billy Kidman, by the way.
Shout out to Billy Kidman.
Yep. Only those, if you know, you know. I'm not signed in.
Oh,
God
no.
Damn it, sign
Dickie's
me in.
going to miss the drop.
No, I'm not.
Let's pray for him, guys.
No, I'm not going to miss the drop, dude. I'm a quick draw McGraw over here, brother.
So, a
Just gotta
goofy movie or an
remember my
extremely goofy movie?
Oh, an extremely goofy movie fucking sucks, dude.
Horrible, man.
It's the original. I've talked about this. A Goofy movie is my favorite Disney movie.
Hands down.
100%. Always is.
Powerline's always been my favorite pop star.
If you listen to each other. Yeah. But yeah, again, shout out to Billy Kidman. We know what's going on over here up in the studio. Dude, every time, like, even though I know I got to do it, I've got it in my cart, I always panic a little bit with something like, oh my God.
Especially on like a limited drop like this.
Yeah, like, do I have the right size? I do have the right size.
Is my card information still in here?
No, the card information's there. It's just a matter of, actually hitting submit and purchasing it. Because if I spend like over a certain amount of money on something, doesn't matter what it is, it always gives me an anxiety attack, dude.
Oh, which we discussed on the podcast before.
Yeah.
That's like your biggest anxiety ever.
Is just spending money. Like, I know I have the money.
But you love to spend it on weird things.
I do.
Like the whole Pokemon plush collection. How's that going?
Every so often, I do get on there and I buy new ones.
So it's still growing?
Yeah.
What's the last one you got?
What is the last one I got? I never order just one. I usually only order like three or four at a time because they're like anywhere from $12 to $16 each. So I try not to spend like an ungodly amount of money. The last couple that I bought, I know Grimer was one of them. Farfetched was one. I think I bought an Elekid. I could just be saying stuff and you would be agreeing. You have no idea what I'm talking about. I only know the
original 151.
Literally every single one of those that I just named, all three of those except for one, were one of the originals.
Yeah, I know Muck Grimer.
Yeah, Muck Grimer, Farfetched.
Elekid's the only one that's not.
Because he's two. He's two.
Sir.
Yeah.
See, I know my Pokemon shit, man. I used to play Go.
Here we go. We now have a Goofy Movie button-up shirt coming.
Just one?
To Casa de Wabash. Boy, did I want to buy the whole collection. Dickie Wabash got a speeding ticket the other day, and that is preventing him from doing that.
Let's talk about this one there,
no,
brother.
we do not.
Yes.
It was a speed trap.
It was a speed
trap. But anyway, yeah. Now that we can get back on track now that I've actually...
Wait, we have a track to stay on?
Yeah, I know that you guys probably hate it when we get off on these tangents like this, but you try filling an hour every week. It's hard. It's actually not that too difficult. But yeah, so enough of this is a concept that we had talked about a long time ago. I don't remember if it was on Spot Show or Paid Show, but we had mentioned, I was like, dude, we should go back and watch Tough Enough and then talk about it.
It was on a Paid Show because there was an ad for the Raw reviewed on a US or Peacock.
Yes.
That's what sparked the interest.
Yeah. And what had ended up happening was we did what I hate that we do, where we started talking about a concept on the microphone
before we were 100%
before
done
we
with
even
it.
knew what it was. Like, yeah, and I'm like, God damn it, why do we always fucking do that? And then it just kind of fell by the wayside and we kind of forgot about it. And then I was like, literally on another Paid Show, I was like, oh my God, we had this idea and we just never did it. So we've put the boots to the ground and we're going to make this happen. Enough of this, ENUFF of this with an exclamation point at the end.
Or should we pay tribute to Sid Vicious here and just call it enough of this?
Well, we've already got the
graphics and everything,
we've already got
guys.
the graphics made. Don't want to go back and
we're not announcing this and not coming prepared.
Nope, not this time.
Not this time.
Not this time, brother. I gotta stop talking like sketch so much. But anyways, yeah, we're going to start out by watching the first season of Tough Enough, and then we're going to kind of branch out. And like after we finish that first season, we may go right into the second season. We might go into another wrestling reality.
We might
show.
go into a Patreon exclusive.
We might. Well, I mean, the Patreon exclusive. You bring up my next point.
Yes.
Here is that there are going to be some that are like sprinkled in. Like
those are going to be more like wrestling documentaries of real life and shit like that.
Yeah, like the backyard. I want to do
Beyond
the
the
backyard.
Mat.
I want to do Beyond the Mat. I want to do Made Wrestler. I want to be a wrestler. True Life. I'm a professional. Stuff like that. Those are going to be Patreon exclusives.
Can we do the Monster Garage episode where they turn the U-Haul into the wrestling ring featuring CM Punk?
Absolutely, we can. It's Samoa Joe's in that too.
Yes.
Samoa Joe's in that. Man, Monster Garage. What a time. What a time. Enough of this is going to turn from, because as we all know, obsessed with mountain monsters.
Yes.
Enough of this is going to go from a wrestling reality to just reality shows in general.
I'm okay with this though. It's nice to take a break from the wrestling from time to time.
Is it though?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. Especially with our compulsive, obsessive personalities where we can get our teeth dug into something and we're hooked for a lifetime.
Yes, absolutely 100%.
Speaking with impulsive, compulsive personalities, Draco Malfoy from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
The Slytherin.
Yeah.
He grew up to be Aisha Dragunov.
Ilya Dragunov, but okay. There we go, there's two.
You can't prove me wrong.
Torpedo Moscow.
I'm just saying, brother.
I feel like that you explored this idea, but you didn't really know how to take it further than
I didn't. I just like saw it on Facebook one day in like a comment section, like not even a full meme or anything. And like I pulled up the pictures and I was like, holy shit, it is him.
Hey, speaking of Aisha, as you call him, it's
Aisha.
Ilya Dragunov. He oh man.
It's okay to laugh, Dickie.
We'll explain on Paid Show what happened. Why I'm laughing. So Ilya Dragunov is a member of Team Wabash.
Yes, he is. And boy, how many points has he got you so far?
None. So Clash at the Castle, Scotland was this past Saturday. And the points are in.
Oh.
The points are in. And I have got a bone to pick with Michael Madrox because he pulled some shit that I don't approve of.
I pulled some shit?
We're going to get there.
Oh, man, I don't even know about this yet.
The points are in. Coming out of Clash at the Castle, Team Wabash with 90 points. Coming out of Clash at the Castle, Team Madrox with 150.
Oh.
You beat me, but...
Am I up to 500 yet?
We'll get there. We'll get there. So full disclosure, I did not watch all of the event. I started the I Quit match. Clayton Clark and I started the I Quit match. We watched it. I did not get to finish it. Got very far into it. Did not finish it. And then I got to, I watched like the little, like the back half of Damian Priest and Drew because I wanted to see, you know, I had already had it spoiled what was going on.
The whole Punk segment.
We had a show that night, so I wasn't able to stay back and watch Clash at the Castle. So, but Madrox, I always put it on you. If I miss something, let me know about it. Like if I
let it slip.
If I miss an on-screen appearance, she did it on purpose. I say,
did you just call me a she?
I said shit, but you did it on purpose. If there is something that I miss, you cover it usually. So, before we get into that, Michael Madrox's top performer was Damian Priest.
Ooh, that's a different one.
With 55.
Cody bowed down on this one.
Yeah, because he wasn't main event.
Mm-hmm.
My top performers, I had two. It was Sami Zayn and Bayley. 40 points each. Seems like I just plateau at 40.
Yes.
Love it. But here's where Michael Madrox really tried to fuck me over. And I don't approve of this.
Okay.
Because I knew that Solo Sikoa walked out. That's 5 points for me.
Yes.
I knew that he walked out after the Sami Zayn stuff. And I knew that
AJ Styles stuff.
Tama Tonga walked out And so there was 5 for me, 5 for you because they appeared on screen. But what Michael Madrox neglected to tell me was that Cody Rhodes was backed up by Randy Orton
and Kevin Owens.
You tried to fuck me out of 5 points.
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, exactly. But if it was your guy, it was easily your guy. I see little Logan Madrox in there looking. He knows. Your dad tried to fuck me, kid. So
yeah, that sucks.
So here's what happens. Granted, you still fucking beat me, but it's the principle. It's the principle.
I let
of the matter.
one thing slip.
You let it slip. Bullshit. You're making that
I
up. You
completely
did
forgot you had
you
Randy Orton.
Did it on no, you did not. No, you did not. You remember because the first premium live event in France, Randy Orton netted me a pretty good amount of points.
Did he?
Not a lot, but he still netted me points. So here we are right now. My lowest performer was Solo Sikoa and Randy Orton. They each gave me 5 points because they were on screen. Your lowest performer was CM Punk with 10 points because he was on the media scrum and because he was on screen. So, no, I lied actually. No, your lowest performer was Tamatonga with 5 points.
I was going to say, he wasn't on the press conference at all.
Yeah, so Tamatonga with 5 points. Who was it? Solo and Randy each netted us 5 points. So here's where we are right now. And like actually looking at this,
it's not that bad.
The numbers, like saying the numbers actually makes it sound like that it's pretty fucking bad for me. But if you look at them and subtract them, there's actually not that big of a difference. And we're still very early into the year, and I still stand a pretty solid chance of coming back. I mean, I'm only down total 165 points, which is not bad.
No, and that could be easily made up seeing how my women lost their tag team titles.
I was going to get to that. That's what's going to help me the most in this is the fact that Jade Cargill and Bianca lost the women's tag team championship. So you're no longer getting double champion points on that one.
No.
And then I suspect that LA Knight is going to be beating Logan Paul for that U.S. title.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely he is. Absolutely he is. I mean, Logan Paul overall, has only gotten you 30 points.
Yeah.
And LA Knight has gotten me none, but that's not the point.
And I mean, to be honest, Logan Paul only got me those 30 points in that Cody Rhodes match.
Yeah.
He hasn't been on anything since.
That's what I'm trying to tell you is that Logan Paul, like in theory, was a good draft point or pick rather, but overall, he's not gonna net you what
they're
you think
using him like opposite of what they normally do. Like he's more on weekly TV, but not the pay-per-views for some reason, which is different.
So, as it stands right now, Team Wabash has 325 points total. Do the math. I'm down 165. How many does Madrox have? I'm joking. No, you are sitting. So it's funny. You asked if you were at 500 yet. Not far off. You're at 490.
Ooh.
You are at 490 right now. You are 10 away from 500. My lowest performer on my team is Finn Balor with 5 points. Your lowest performer is CM Punk with 15.
No, my lowest is Uncle Howdy with 0.
Well, I mean, that have provided points.
Okay.
I was getting to that. People that have not provided you points yet are Sheamus and Uncle Howdy. People who have not provided me points were my worst fucking draft pick was taking Austin Theory and Grayson Waller.
Where the fuck have they been? What the fuck are they doing?
I'm convinced that WWE is fucking with me, and that's
what I called. I called Paul. All right, and I was like, Paul, listen, bro.
Exactly.
You remember all that money I put in your pocket back in '97 with those DX shirts and jerseys?
Yeah,
it's time to return the favor, sir.
Yeah. But anyway, they've not given me points, and neither have LA Knight or Ilya Dragunov. So. I've had 4 people that have given me 0. You have. I lied. Actually, you've got 3.
I got 3.
Yeah, you've got Sheamus, Uncle Howdy, and Braun Breaker.
Oh, okay. Braun, dude, they're doing something with him.
If he gets Money in the Bank, I mean, that's going to net you a lot of points.
Yes.
That really is, because Money in the Bank is 15 points.
I think whoever wins Money in the Bank, if it's one of our guys, that's who's going to win the whole event.
What do you mean win the whole event?
Like for the whole PLE, point-wise.
In theory, because, like, you got to put it where they put it on the card. Because, like, let's say, for example, they put the men's Money in the Bank on, let's just say for the sake of this conversation, and so that I don't get bad juju, let's just say that Ilya Dragunov wins it. I almost said Braun Breaker, but I didn't want to will it into existence. So let's just say for the sake of this, on screen, that would be 5 points. It's a match, it's 10 points. It would be a win, it would be 5 points. If it was the main event, there's 10 points. And then there's Money in the Bank, which makes it another 15 points.
That's 45 points right there.
That's a pretty good amount of points.
Yes.
Considering that I have not scored over 40, that's good for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
It's very good for me.
And plus, you got to take into effect all the other matches that are going to be on the PLE as well.
Mm-hmm. And here's what I think is going to help me as well, is that there are going to be more NXT Premium Live events. They're not just going to be specials.
Heatwave's the next one during SummerSlam weekend.
Yes. And Roxanne Perez is probably going to net me some points on that one.
Speaking of NXT, who do you think the people from other companies are going to be in the Battle Royal this coming week?
Ooh. You know what? As long as they don't walk out with a TNA championship, I mean, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Why would you walk out with another company's belt? Man, that's a tough one. That's actually a really good question. Before I get into that, let me kind of start to wrap this up a little bit here with the Premium Live event stuff. There was one more point I wanted to make real quick, and I believe that I have made it, so I'm a liar. But anyway, man, that is a good point. And here's the thing that I think is crazy. You know, we did the Let's Make the Year predictions.
Yes.
I said that the Forbidden Door would open between TNA and AEW.
Again.
Never would have guessed that it would have been WWE and TNA.
No.
So
not in a million years. And now AJ's going back to Japan. Like
AJ, yeah, that's a big one. I mean, I know that we're going to see Matt Hardy. Now, okay, so here's the thing, because this airs Tuesday, right?
Yes.
NXT's on Tuesdays? Okay,
Tuesdays or Thursdays? I don't remember.
It's Tuesdays. So for those of you that are hearing it on Thursday, we're recording this before it's happened. So we obviously don't know. And for those of you that are going to hear it early, you're probably hearing this on Tuesday night. So sit down and watch it with us, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say. It's so crazy that this person showed up and yeah, I don't know, man.
Do you have anybody you particularly want to see? Like that if you saw heard their theme music hit, you'd be like, holy shit.
I'm going to give you full disclosure here. I don't even have a fucking clue who the big people in TNA are right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Brian Myers.
That would be cool. Brian Myers would be cool.
I have a feeling they're going to go through the WWE TNA crossovers because the guys that used to work for NXT, they can come back because they know they're going to be known.
Yes.
So I'm expecting Brian Myers, Eric Young, shit like that.
Eric Young would be cool. Eric Young would be really cool.
Maybe Sami Callihan, but I don't see them bringing in PCO.
Yeah, people like that.
Yeah. I mean, he's worked in WWE, but
if they do PCO, that would probably be the most baller ass move in the history of professional wrestling, because we did a review, and I don't remember which show it was, but we were talking about it was WCW.
CW.
Yeah. It was New Blood Rising. No, not New Blood Rising. What pay-per-view was it?
Halloween Havoc?
It was Halloween Havoc, maybe. Yeah, and they were doing the Saskatchewan Hardcore title, and he just fucking gave it to PCO.
Yes.
And he's like, here you go. I don't fucking care. But, dude, I know that I just said that we need to stop planning shit and not, before we really know it, but I think we're due for a review again coming up.
Let's do it.
Yeah. What do you say next week we do a review?
Okay, what are we doing?
I've had one in the back of my mind that I've wanted to do for a while.
Okay.
And the reason I want to do this one is because it's very special to me for all the wrong reasons.
Oh, boy.
It's an episode of Monday Night Raw And it's the one after Survivor Series 05.
Okay.
Where Maven was the general manager. And he wrestled Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah. And the reason that it was 2003, my fault.
I was going to say, I don't think Maven went around in 05,
yeah, it was
was
2003. That's completely my fault. Or no, 04. Why am I getting two different dates? Okay, yeah, it is 2004. November 15th, 2004. Episode of Monday Night Raw. That will be the episode that we do.
I'm so glad you said an episode of Raw because those are so much easier than anything.
Yeah, episodes of
WCW.
Raw are really good. But here's why this is so special for me.
Yes.
Why this episode of WWE Raw live from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Oh, Indianapolis?
It was in Indianapolis. I was here for this. Here's why this show is so special. You'll find out next week whenever we review this episode. That's why this is a very bittersweet episode of Monday Night Raw for me. And you will find out why.
Did you cry?
Yes, actually, but not. You'll find out why. So we're making the official. Next week, we're going to be reviewing the November 15th, 2004 episode of Monday Night Raw. Everyone get your homework ready.
I'm putting it in my notes right now.
Yep, me too. I'm probably going to start watching that bitch tonight. Fuck it. Why not?
Done and over.
Yeah, but you know what though? You looked at me and you said, I'm glad that we're doing an episode of Monday Night Raw because those are much easier to get through. I know what's very hard to get through, and that was 2000 WCW.
That's a lot of WCW.
Yeah. Who killed WCW? That's the big question that I have.
That question's been going around.
I wonder why. Because it's a show on Vice.
Made by The Rock.
Bought the season pass. Haven't watched a single episode yet. But we are going to talk about that after we hear a word from our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Yoo-Hoo, a product of Keurig Dr. Pepper. So here's what I want you to picture right now, right? You're on a long road trip. You're driving along and you're thinking, man, I could really go for a nice, sweet, refreshing drink. You pull into a gas station and the first thing you see is Yoo-Hoo. And I got to tell you, grabbing that Yoo-Hoo, that's going to be the right decision every single time. Yoo-Hoo is available in a variety of flavors. Vanilla, strawberry, but here at MadBash, our personal favorite is chocolate. I'm going to tell you about Yoo-Hoo a little bit more, right? We absolutely love this stuff here at MadBash. We cannot get enough of it. And you know what? We're going to sweeten the pot a little bit here thanks to Yoo-Hoo. If you see us at a wrestling show and you buy a MadBash wrestling sticker, you are entitled to one free bottle of Yoo-Hoo on MadBash Studios. Limit one per customer while supplies last. Now, come on, guys. You can't beat that deal with a stick. Again, MadBash would like to thank Yoo-Hoo so much for sponsoring this episode. This episode of the Spot Show podcast is also brought to you by Elite Pro Wrestling. Here's the thing about Elite Pro Wrestling, right? You have them to thank for the Spot Show podcast in many different ways. Elite Pro Wrestling gave MadBash Studios our first opportunity when we decided to come back into the wrestling business. So Elite Pro Wrestling is one of the OG backers. We love Elite Pro Wrestling so much. They are putting on incredible shows every single month. You should absolutely be there, whether it be in Odin, Indiana, Washington, Indiana. We would love to see you in the crowd there at Elite Pro Wrestling for every single thing that you need to know about EPW. Head on over to EliteProfessionalWrestling.com. There you are going to find dates, events, links, everything that you need to know about EPW. Thank you so much for for being a day one sponsor, EPW. We very much appreciate it. I think the most MadBash thing in the world is to talk about a subject and we have done zero research.
That's fine, though, because we can just play it off our own opinions.
So Michael Madrox is the type that... I don't know why I said type. He's the guy. Michael Madrox is the guy that is the idea for the subjects of the Spot Show podcast. Peek behind that curtain a little bit. You're always the one that comes up with the subjects. That's just what you do. I told him, I was like, what do we want to do this week? He's like, let's talk about WCW. Let's talk about who killed WCW. Because that's a big trend right now. You know, there's that show on Vice, which, by the way, let me say this about Vice.
Love them.
Love Vice.
Love Vice.
Have you ever watched any of the shit that they put on their YouTube channel?
Yes.
Have you watched that one, Abandon?
Yes.
My God, where the guy took the road trip on Route 66?
Yes.
Dude, that
we need to do that shit, dude.
So fucking good.
Speaking of Abandon,
yeah,
let's make it official right here.
No, what?
Yes. This little dude standing to my left,
Logan Madrox, is here.
His birthday's coming up.
Oh, shit.
He wanted a custom pair of Jordans, but he changed his mind.
Logan, tell this microphone what you want for your birthday.
Oh, shoot. What's it called again? I want to go I want to go to the Rockville Sanitarium, however you pronounce it.
Really?
The historic Rockville Sanitarium.
Oh, MadBash goes paranormal?
MadBash goes paranormal.
How old are you going to be, Logan? 14? 13?
13.
I think it's a good 13th birthday.
He's like, I could get Jordans, but I'm going to outgrow them in a week. And I was like, yeah, you will.
Yeah, Logan Madrox is in a bit of a growth spurt. So
he chose that. So why not better to grab the microphones and cameras and go out and have some fun, Dickie?
I'm for it. You know what? I'll even chip in a little bit for your birthday, and we'll go do it. Hell yeah! I say we do it.
Dust the dawn, man.
Yeah, that'd be a fun little content for Patreon.
Oh yeah, do a little vlog ski.
Yeah, MadBash goes ghost hunting.
Birthday ghost.
I'm for it. But anyways,
back to social media.
Yeah.
All right, so dude, Woman Crush Wednesday. Who is yours
this week?
Yes.
Ooh, my Woman Crush Wednesday is always going to be Christy Carlson Romano.
I knew it. Didn't that piss you off, though?
What?
When everyone thought WCW just stood for Woman Crush Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's what killed WCW to me.
Exactly. But anyway, to back it up, yeah, Vice is fucking incredible. Vice is really, they always put out...
They are the A24 of television.
They really are. They put out really good content. Like, if you've not seen The Dark Side of Comedy, The Dark Side of Comedy is really fucking good.
The Dark Side of the 90s.
The Dark Side of the 2000s is better.
Yes.
There's a 2-part episode about the rise and fall of shock jocks that is really good. But one of my favorite things that is usually on Vice, and I think that this is what got a lot of people onto them, was Dark Side of the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
And then from Dark Side of the Ring,
that's where all the wrestling fans came from.
And wrestling fans are always a hodgepodge of tastes. They always like different things. And it always surprises you with what wrestling fans like.
I mean, you said shock jocks.
Yeah.
Most wrestling fans are into the shock. They want the dirty, the behind the scenes, the secrets, the tragedy.
Well, that's, like Howard Stern would talk about wrestling. Opie and Anthony, they would have wrestlers on all the time, and a biggest because of Sam Roberts. Like, that's where he got his start and everything. But we're getting off topic here a little bit, but yeah, but my point is they start Dark Side of the Ring and then they do Tales from the Territories and then they've done like 6 seasons of Dark Side of the Ring now.
Yeah.
And then we see that there's this new show called Who Killed WCW. And now it's always been a big topic of conversation of
the rise and
fall of WCW. Now, I'm not going to sit here and talk about any behind the scenes stuff. Because I don't know the behind-the-scenes stuff. Because I feel like that we are always going to get a skewed view of what is going on. Because there's always going to be an agenda that is driven towards why WCW failed.
Yes.
So just from a fan's perspective, we have studied a lot of WCW on this show.
Yes, we have.
A lot.
A lot of the bad.
A lot of the bad. And with that being said, WCW in 2000 killed itself. Thank you for listening to the Spot Show podcast. No, but
full disclosure, though, we have not watched the show.
or we have not.
So these
I'm
are
pretty
just
sure I said
our
that.
opinions. I just wanted to make it sure so we don't get sued.
Yeah, no, this is just like, and so no one can call us hypocrites or lying or
Yeah,
whatever.
like-
It's just like, so I don't know what they talk about in the show.
No.
I've not started it yet. I have wanted to start watching it, but I've been watching a lot of other things. By the way, Tires on Netflix. Oh my God. It's fucking awesome.
Is it?
Oh my God, it's hilarious. It's like 6 episodes, 20 minutes long. You can get through it in one sitting.
Oh, damn.
Easy shit. I've been watching The Acolyte, Star Wars. I've been House of the Dragon just started. So I've got a lot of stuff on my plate. I've got a lot of video games on my plate. So my free time is divvied up to that. So I've not had a chance to start Who Killed WCW.
Yes.
I bought the season pass on Prime because I always buy Vice stuff. Love Vice stuff. But so with that being said, like as cliche as this is going to sound.
Yes.
This is cliche as this is going to sound. If you look at the finger poke of doom from that point on,
You think it went downhill?
it's done. If you, I'm going to back up. It started when Nash beat Goldberg. And then it was all downhill from there.
I don't know if it was downhill from there because Goldberg was never my guy. He was never really good.
That's your opinion, though.
That's my opinion.
Look at how over Goldberg was.
He was over, but like at the same time, like
Bill Goldberg.
Well, I mean, that was the night before the finger poke of the doom. So I mean,
Bill Goldberg.
It all ties in together.
Yeah, we got Logan Madrox setting up a chair. I think we have him on paid show.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think he just shook his head no.
Yeah, he's my kid. I gotta tell him what to do. Child labor laws.
But anyway, yeah, like if you just look like from a fan's perspective, if you look at the storylines and stuff, like why in their right mind, whoever was booking it, would you think that it's a good idea for that to happen? Like who in their right mind truly looks at this and thinks, yeah, that's good shit.
No, hold on, dude.
No, it ain't gonna work for me, dude.
That ain't gonna work for me, man. We ain't gonna give this crowd what they want tonight.
But is that what they wanted, though?
No, that's what nobody wanted.
You know, here's what's crazy. You talk about the finger poke of doom, because not too long ago, I went back and watched a little bit of like 98 WCW. And from the point that he dropped to Bill Goldberg,
Yeah.
Hogan just kind of became an attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was only working like with, the Rodman stuff or the Leno stuff.
He had that Roman Reigns contract
Yeah,
shit.
he pretty much did. And then, Bill Goldberg was able to come in and like he was the new face of the company.
Yes.
And they shot themselves in the foot and fucking buried the face of their company. Like, could you imagine?
Well, they did the same thing with Sting in Starrcade 97.
That's what I'm saying. And could you imagine if Roman Reigns got to like, I don't know, let's say last year's WrestleMania, and fucking Dustin Rhodes comes down with a stun gun and tases him, and then Cody Rhodes gets the win?
I would have loved to see it.
Oh, I would too. I would too.
Dustin Rhodes is my boy.
You know what? I changed my mind. It was a good idea. But you hear about him all the time. Bro. Vince Russo.
But the finger poke at Doom, Vince Russo wasn't around then.
I know, but I'm saying it then went into
The Russo era.
with the Russo era. Was not far behind. Maybe a year later.
Was it that long?
Yeah, I think Russo came in towards the end of 99, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Let me actually fact check that
Let's
one.
fact check this.
Let me, Vince.
Opinions and facts are two different things here, Mr. Wabash.
I'm very aware. By the way, not a Russo guy.
Not a Russo guy?
Fucking cannot stand him.
Not even his Attitude Era stuff?
He came in October 3rd, 99.
Okay. You say you're not a Vince Russo guy.
Yep.
But without Vince Russo, we would not have Muda Loves Lamp.
You know what? Vince Russo's a legend.
See,
Vince
dude?
Russo, he's a legend. He's a legend.
You got to take the good for the bad.
Do you believe the theory that Vince Russo was sent to WCW to sabotage it.
No. I do not believe that one fucking bit. I mean, there's crazier stuff going on with that McMahon family right now, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe that one.
God damn, pal, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go in there, yeah, and you're going to implode it from the inside. By the way, the McMahon-Benoit parable, we know they're pieces of shit. You always hear, and we talked about this whenever we did New Blood Rising, you always hear about how bad New Blood Rising is. You always hear about how bad WCW 2000 is. But when you actually watch it, it's pretty fucking bad.
Dude, it should not feel like torture to set through something you love. And that's what it is.
That's the definition of that era of WCW.
It's pure insanity.
Yes.
You keep trying the same thing, hoping to get a different outcome every time.
The definition of insanity, brother. I fucking talk about her all the fucking time. I'm going through the list of Spot Show episodes right now to see how many WCWs we have reviewed. We did Halloween Havoc 2000. We did the Nitro after New Blood Rising, and then we did New Blood Rising. So we've only done 3 reviews of WCW. But here's the thing. You could sit here and tell me that we've reviewed 10 WCW shows, and I would believe you.
Because how long they are, man.
Not even because of how long they are, but just because of the wear and tear they fucking put on me. You know what I mean? Like, Christ alive.
Pull back the curtain. Like, New Blood took us both, what, a week and a half to fucking finish?
No, not New Blood. You're right. It was Halloween Havoc.
Was it Halloween Havoc?
Yeah.
Oh my
because
God.
Halloween Havoc was probably the most nothing burger of a show that I've ever had to review. The hardest reviews that we've done, ECW November to Remember was not great. It was a hard one to get through.
Because wasn't like all their A-list talent either.
No, but it did have Sabu versus Sandman, which is the greatest match I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. But anyway, yeah, I think that you can truly chart the downfall of WCW by whenever Bill Goldberg lost the title to Kevin Nash.
Okay. So that's your who killed WCW.
I would say it's not even, I'm not saying who necessarily. I'm saying more of what. Because at that point, it was all out the fucking window.
See, I'm going to go with a hot take here.
Okay.
Vince did buy WCW.
Yeah.
Vince did try to launch WCW under the WWF umbrella.
Oh, wow. You're about to propose something, right? I see where you're going with this.
Vince McMahon and the Time Warner contracts killed WCW.
Oh, my God. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Because if he could have brought all those big stars in during that whole invasion angle, he would have invested more into the brand, and we could still have WCW to this day. It wouldn't be Raw and SmackDown. It would be WCW, WWE.
Huh.
That's my hot take on it.
Damn. To say that Vince was the one that killed it.
Up to the buyout, all WCW it was still a thing. It was still a company. He wasn't just buying 3 letters. The only thing was they lost their TV deal. You can still run a company without a TV deal. Independent wrestling does it all the damn time.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon and those contracts killed WCW.
Damn, when you're right, you're right. And I think that that's really what a lot of... I'm a fucking idiot, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what I'm talking about a lot of the time.
Same.
So if I sound like, or if what I'm saying here is completely off base and I sound like a lunatic, let me know, because I just made a connection in my head that I'm thinking about it and I'm like, I could see how this is what would have set you up for failure.
Okay.
When Nitro really was starting and Eric Bischoff was put in charge, he was pretty much given a blank checkbook. By the way, allegedly, checks, you never see anyone writing checks. This old woman at the grocery store the other day paid with a check. I about shit a brick because I have not seen someone fill out a check in so long. Anyway.
I hardly see people using cash anymore, if that tells you anything.
That's true. Anyway. He was essentially given blank check. to bring in all these people.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but was it not said in one of those documentaries that Kevin Nash and Scott Hall had a deal where no one could make more money than them?
Scott Hall did.
Scott Hall did?
Yes.
Okay. We may be... Madrox might be wrong on that. I might be wrong on that, but that's the way we remember it. So,
Rumor.
But the point is they spent a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So, Eric Bischoff set a precedent, I feel like, that all this money was to be made. He was spending Uncle Ted's money, so it didn't fucking matter. So by the time you look at how bloated the salary of all these people in WCW is, how could Time Warner not look at it and be like, this isn't viable? Especially when you consider the dumb fuck storylines that they were putting on in 2000. Because I really think about it, like, you can say that, like, the death of it can be traced back to, like, a certain point, like, you know, like I said with, like, Bill Goldberg and all that, but I really think that you can tell a lot about a death of something in the last few moments of it. And, like, you know, it went out in March of 2001. What was leading up to March of 2001? 2000. What was going on in 2000? Well, if I've learned anything from the Spot Show podcast, really fucking shitty wrestling was going on.
It also makes you think, like, dude, like, once WCW signed Hogan.
Yeah.
They signed all Hogan's friends.
They got Hoganed.
Yeah. And, like, but where did Hogan's friends go? They were still employed from, like, 93 to 2000.
Yeah.
And they didn't come back out until 2000. So why are all these guys employed for decades sitting on their ass doing nothing? Like the Nasty Boys. Fucking Brian Knobbs didn't come back till the 2000s, but I guarantee he was still fucking employed.
Yeah.
That's fucking lost money right there. And then, I mean, you got to give the guy credit. He got Macho Man basically for free with a Slim Jim sponsorship.
Yeah.
So that's saving Ted Turner money.
I am going to make the spiciest take.
Oh, spicier than mine?
Ever been made. Maybe spicier than yours. Matter of fact, no, I know it is. It may not even be, because maybe people agree with me on this one.
Not spicy enough to kill Jeremy, though, right?
No, not. By the way, if you want to see that, go over to patreon.com, MadBash Studios. You can see Jeremy Hamilton, the ring announcer, damn near die from a spicy
That's
gummy
on the
bear.
free tier, too, ain't it?
It's on the free tier. Just sign up. You don't even just create an email. Just create an email and a password and sign up. It's free. Eric Bischoff is not as goated as people make him out to be.
No.
I think he's full of shit.
He had the NWO.
That's it.
That's it.
And
he can claim the cruiserweights all he wants, but they were doing that in ECW beforehand.
Logan Madrox, why don't you go ahead and mark this down, that on June 18th at 4:50 p.m., Dickie Wabash gave Jim Cornette credit for something. Because we know I'm not a Cornette guy.
No.
Do not like him. He needs to just shut the fuck up sometimes and admit that wrestling is evolving. I heard Jim Cornette talking about the NWO, and he said, can we stop giving the NWO so much fucking credit? He's like, we know. They were fucking great. They were cool. They were cool, but we act like they're the greatest fucking thing ever. It's like, and history continuously looks back on them like they're the greatest thing. I'm paraphrasing here.
Yeah.
But this is essentially what he was saying, is that it's like, you know what? The NWO was cool, but can we stop stroking them off so much? Like, we know we're beating a dead horse by saying that the NWO was awesome.
I think mostly it's got to do with everyone remembers it, but they remember it being longer than what it was.
Could you imagine? I'm just going to throw a concept out here right now. Could you imagine? I mean, the closest we got was the Bloodline, but hear me out on here.
I think the Bloodline's bigger than NWO.
Damn, that's a spot. We're just dropping them today. Dropping them.
Just saying.
Could you imagine if, let's say for the sake of this, John Cena comes back. Or no, let me start this over.
Okay.
Let me start this whole thing over. Imagine you're watching Monday Night Raw one day. All of a sudden, you see Hangman Page in the crowd. What the fuck? He gets in the ring. Hey, you know me, but you don't know why I'm here. Holy shit. The next week, Kenny Omega comes out. This is where the big boys play, huh? Well, look at the adjective. Play. One-winged angel off the fucking stage to Triple H through a table. John Cena comes out, drops a 5-knuckle shuffle on Randy Orton.
Drops the 5-knuckle shuffle.
John Cena, you can go to hell. You can call this the New World Order. John Cena, Kenny Omega, Hangman Page. Just kind of spitballing here, literally making this up as I'm going along. And then Cody Rhodes drops the WWE Championship to John Cena. And then John Cena spray paints NWO on it. Could you imagine? Oh, fucking Cena, everyone, oh, fucking Cena, of course they're going to fucking shoot him to the top, of course they're going to bend over backwards for him. That's what I'm fucking saying right now, dude. Everyone looks back on the NWO with rose-colored glasses, and, you know, everyone loves to talk about this, so that doesn't work for me, brother. Or they talk about how, you know, Super Cena was shoved down our throats and all this other shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I've got plenty of fucking beef with the Super Cena run.
Oh, yeah.
How the fuck we got here, I don't know. But what I'm saying is that if they reinvented that today, it's this. I just pitched to you the exact same fucking concept as the NWO.
But everybody on the fucking internet would bitch and moan.
They would fucking hate it. And they wouldn't look favorably on it like everyone looks back on the NWO.
Nope.
So that's what I'm saying here, is that it's like the NWO is good, and like Eric Bischoff, that wasn't even his fucking idea. He stole it from Japan.
Yes. Not many people know that, though.
No. Because they want to paint this picture that Eric Bischoff is a fucking genius. So if you want me to be honest, Eric Bischoff killed WCW.
Or did Japan kill WCW?
Maybe.
For creating the NWO for Eric Bischoff to steal it.
I don't know, probably. But the point is, at the end of the day, you know, you read fucking Eric Bischoff's book or hear about his history, he wasn't fucking doing anything. He was just handed this company. He was
selling Ninja Star tags.
He was selling Ninja Stars out of his fucking truck. He was working in the offices of the AWA.
Dude.
Now, how is that any different than the son of a football mogul running a wrestling company?
It's not. I think that's why.
Oh my God! Did Dickie Wabash just compare
WCW?
Eric Bischoff to Tony Khan? Yeah, I did. And I think that the other shoe is starting to drop on Eric Bischoff, and people are starting to realize, because Eric Bischoff just will not shut the fuck up. But the shit that everyone fucking shits on Tony Khan for, everyone loved Eric Bischoff for. Wrestling fans are fucking hypocrites.
Hey, brother, I paid for that mic. Pick that sumbitch up and dust it off.
Sure hope I didn't break the mic on that one, but no, dude, it's the same fucking thing. Like, by the way, that was a mic drop for those of you that didn't know. It's the same fucking thing. Like,
do you think if the NWO started like today and it didn't happen in the early 90s before like the big internet boom, would it have been as important?
I literally just proposed that to you with the whole John Cena scenario. And no, it wouldn't be, because people wouldn't fucking like it.
I just wanted to wrap up your thoughts and get your point across.
Yeah, that's my point. That's pretty much what I'm saying here. Is that like if the same shit happened, like, and this has gone off this isn't what we intended. We were just going about who killed WCW. Now I'm just talking about how Eric Bischoff is no fucking different than what Tony Khan is doing. People love to talk about how Tony Khan is just playing with his wrestling figures. You think Eric Bischoff wasn't fucking playing with wrestling figures? Now, I will not doubt his 83-week run. That was impressive.
Yes.
But He beat Duke the Dumpster Drosy, fucking Brooklyn Brawler, Dino Bravo.
The Bastion Booger.
The Bastion Booger, Doink the Clown, as much as we love Doink the Clown here on Spot Show.
Not that Doink the Clown.
Not that Doink the Clown, though. It was fucking shooting fish in a barrel.
Mm-hmm.
WWF at the time was fucking awful. It wasn't.
They were almost bankrupt, so I can't really consider that a win.
No.
That's like Walmart being like, oh, we're making killer sales compared to Dollar Tree.
Yeah, exactly. It's like apples to oranges. Now, did Eric Bischoff do some storylines that were pretty fucking cool, and he blurred the line and brought the reality? Yeah, that was really cool. I'm not going to sit back.
But you know what? He didn't bring in Los Barragos.
No, he sure did. Los Boricuas. That's 3. But I'm not going to sit here. If this makes me sound like a hypocrite, then I do sincerely apologize. But if you look back at that WCW run with the NWO, that shit was fucking cool.
Yeah,
that shit was really fucking.
It was
cool.
Cutting edge.
It absolutely was, and that's what I'm saying here. It was cutting edge. But if you look at it with the ability of hindsight and these rose-colored glasses, it was different for the time. Absolutely, it was. It fucking. Big deal.
I think where WCW also messed up a little bit. They had this new thing coming with the NWO.
Yeah.
They were bringing reality back to professional wrestling where people believed.
Yes.
You had fans calling the cops during the beatdowns of the NWO on the backlot brawl.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you going to go from that, resurrecting kayfabe at the time? Because that's what they were doing.
Pretty much what they were doing.
To going on air and announcing, well, I'm going over tonight because I booked it that way, and destroying kayfabe that you just built back up.
For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, literally
2000s WCW.
Yeah. I'm going over. That was Halloween Havoc, right?
One of them.
Because that was the thing.
I think it was both of them.
Was Halloween Havoc the one with Bill Goldberg and he had the hurt ribs? And he walked out and refused to take the jackknife powerbomb. Was that Halloween
Havoc? Was the one with the tag team ladder match with the nipples, I believe.
Yeah, but that's literally not what I asked. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Halloween Havoc was...
That's all I remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Halloween Havoc was the one with Bill Goldberg was in the car wreck and all that other bullshit.
I don't know. New Blood RIsing, he got hurt too, remember?
It might have been New Blood RIsing.
And the Nitro, he got hurt and didn't know if he was going to make it either.
Yeah, it all blends together. Point being, very big point being here.
But I never looked at it like that until it just popped in my head.
Yeah,
they literally could have revived kayfabe and then they just turn around and kill it.
Yeah, and I kind of want to backpedal a little bit here because I'm stuck on this NWO thing.
Yes,
I like the NWO. I do like the NWO.
We were all too sweetened.
Yes, everyone was. But if you look at it with the way that I'm explaining it, the shit that I just explained and that I know that people would bitch about today, that's what the NWO was doing.
Absolutely,
it's exactly what the NWO was doing.
Everybody's in a faction.
Yes.
Look how many fucking factions WCW had back then.
Yep. And I think the whole thing with bringing the reality of kayfabe and all of that, WWE, Big Brother had to step up and they did it better.
Mm-hmm.
And once Eric Bischoff had a good product to contend against, he didn't know what to fucking do.
No.
That's why he fucking hotshotted Bill Goldberg versus Hulk Hogan.
Give away a free pay-per-view match.
You know what? I will give him that one, though. I don't think that was as big of a mistake as people want to make it out to be.
It gave him the ratings.
But imagine the pay-per-view buys that he could have gotten. It's a double-edged sword thing. It's a double-edged sword thing. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Either way, he was drawing money that night, though.
And again, I won't deny his 83-week run. I won't deny financially what he did for the company. But again, look at what he was contending against.
I know what killed WCW.
What's that?
Merchandise.
Yeah?
They like you've been to WCW shows.
Yeah.
They didn't have merchandise tables or nothing.
I see that was so long ago. I don't know. I can't really.
But like they didn't have catalogs with their like merchandise in it. The only way to order the merchandise was normally an NWO shirt from a 1-900 number.
1-900-909-9900. Was it the last EPW show where I said call the MadBash hotline?
Yes.
1-900-909-9900.
I was like, Dickie, you're stuck in the 90s.
Yeah, I am perpetually. I peaked somewhere between 96 and like 06. Now I would say somewhere between 98 and 06, and I'm still kind of there mentally.
That's fine though.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know if there really is a definitive solid answer to who killed it.
I'm still going to go with the contracts.
Because, see, here's the thing. Because you can look at ECW, for example, and no, it was Paul Heyman that killed it. Because he wasn't a good businessman.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look at WCW, and there's plenty of factors. But again, why is it that Vince Russo was so good during the Attitude Era, and then he gets to WCW and shits the bed?
Because he didn't have anyone micromanaging.
Yes. And he was the one in charge.
Every idea he thought was good got put on television.
Yeah.
Judy Bagwell on a pole.
And therein lies the issue. Therein lies it.
It should have been Buff's dad on the pole.
So what was going on was, I'm quoting Buff Bagwell, I did shoot my father.
See, in 2 weeks from now, we're going to discuss what killed MTV.
Yeah.
You're going to hear rampages about TRL.
No, next week we're going to be doing a little review ski. I'm ready to get back in the saddle on that one, but
it's going to be fun.
I don't know, guys. Let us know what you think. Who killed WCW? Do you think? I'm probably going to be getting a message from Jason V as soon as this podcast goes up, explaining who he thinks did it.
Jason V is going to have fucking like closed circuit television tapes. He's going to send in.
Yeah, he's going to be like, "Here's the exact moment."
This is Judy Bagwell walking from the meatball restaurant with Kevin Nash to head to IKEA.
Yeah. Speaking of him, I think it was it someone was confused about the IKEA joke. We've talked about it. I think it was Clayton. He never caught the original reference to the IKEA joke. I had to explain it. For those of you that don't know, we have this inside joke about Kevin Nash going to IKEA.
And we're booking that shit. I swear to God, dude. One day.
Yeah.
One day. That's the life goal.
But I don't know. I feel like what is probably going on right now is all of these other, like, you know, Kevin Nash has a podcast. All these wrestlers, I just say Kevin Nash because he's fresh in my mind. Like, all these other wrestlers have these podcasts, and they were all wrestlers that were around during the WCW time. So they're all going to be like from their perspective of what they think killed it. But we're just trying to bring, like, we're fans that don't know what the fuck we're talking about when it comes to business. We're just like, we're people that watch the product and we know what we like. And in our opinion, this is what we think did it. You know?
And on future episodes of Enough of This, we are going to cover who killed WCW reality show.
Right. That's not really a reality show, though.
You don't think so?
No, I know so. It's a docuseries.
Well, it's still reality, though.
It's not, though. There's a difference between a reality show and a documentary.
Okay, so we'll have to review it and then go back and do a follow-up episode.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know, but...
When we learned...
So I think we get out of here. I think we've rambled enough about an old wrestling company that no one really cares about much anymore. But beating a dead horse on the WCW topic, right out the window, beating that horse. But yeah, I don't know, guys. What do you think? Let us know. Like, let us know on Facebook. Let us know on Instagram. All that other stuff. Or if you guys are on Patreon, leave in the comments of the Patreon post who you think killed it. We're going to be rolling into paid ski. I've got something that's been building on my mind lately.
With little Logan.
Yeah, he says no. He keeps shaking. Oh my God, he just looked up with the biggest look on his face of like, no, I don't want to. You can find me on Instagram at DW_mischievous_rabbit. MadBashStudios.com. Find links to everything. Patreon.com/MadBashStudios. You back us at that $5 tier, you're going to be able to hear what we're going to be talking about next going into paid shows. So, for Michael Madrox, I'm Dickie Wabash. We'll see y'all down the road on some piece of content.